Welcome to Synthaholics. This is your host, David Duncan, and with me, as always,
Brian, hello, David.
hey
Hi,
Brian.
hi. How you doing?
How you
We're
doing?
talking about this Fallout show.
We're talking about this horse.
Yeah, well, the horse is going to be brought up, I'm sure, at some point. This is a specific background I've chosen for this week.
Brian's favorite
It's targeted.
character is either the horse or the windmill. I can't tell.
It's definitely the windmill. It's definitely 100% the windmill. So, I mean, just to preface, we're only doing the first 4 episodes.
Because Brian
I don't know
couldn't
why we
get.
decided to. I don't know. I don't know why the initial thought was like, let's do the first 4, but we are doing the first 4.
It's just kind of how we do our Amazon TV shows. We usually do half and half. We did.
Only Amazon.
Well, just like just figured that's how we do it, just to spread it out. Since they're not spreading out the show, they dumped all 8 episodes at once.
We're gonna dump weekly on episode 1.
We're gonna split it up and cover it over 2 episodes. Because yeah, why not? We did that with I think we did that with Rings of Power and Wheel of Time. So might as well continue the tradition.
Why'd that happen with Amazon though? We only do this for Amazon shows. It must be something Amazon does that triggers us to be like, we gotta split in half.
We're gonna split it in half. Oh, it's just more content than a standard movie. And with Star Trek, seasons, when we do a Deep Space Nine season, I figured it'd be too painful to split it up over 2 episodes for you. So that's just trying to ease your pain a little bit. Whenever we talk about Star Trek, we do a Star Trek thing all in 1 episode to ease your pain a little. That's
Help me.
since Brian
Help me.
isn't a Star Trek fan except for Lower Decks.
I like Lower Decks. That's a good show.
Yeah, we got to get
That's
to that.
coming. One day we'll do another season. The problem is we haven't got to it yet because it's like when it came out, we weren't podcasting at that time.
Yeah,
so.
I was in the middle of moving and looking for a new job.
Yeah, so it we just didn't do, I guess. I mean, we plan on going back to it. So if you're listening, you want us to do Lower Decks, I don't. It's coming.
It's coming.
One day.
Invincible season 2 also coming. Actually, we didn't do Invincible in the two.
No, we didn't do that either. I haven't watched that yet either, though.
I haven't either. But
we'll
Fallout,
get to that. That's coming.
So
yeah, Fallout.
We're only covering half, and you hate Todd Howard and everything Bethesda stands for.
Yeah. Yep.
What are you rating the show so far?
Well, David, we're doing the first 4 episodes, so I can't. I'll give an overall rating because maybe the show gets better for me. But right now, we're at a 5 out of 10. I don't know what you're expecting me to say, but like 5 out of 10 because as much as I've been giving you a hard time about the show, there are parts where it looks okay. The story's not the worst. The only character I care about still is Lucy. I don't care about anybody else at all. But I don't know. Maybe I'll learn to care. I really don't like the suit guy. I don't like that guy. I just think he's a dick. But we're starting with a 5, David. What are you gonna rate it?
Well, I have watched the entire thing, but I'll give a rating for just the first 4 episodes. Since we're talking about the first 4, then I will revise my rating later. For the first 4 episodes, I'd probably go with like a 7. I really enjoy the show. I do believe the first 4 episodes are slower than the later 4 episodes because the show is trying to introduce people who've never heard of Fallout to the world of Fallout.
Like me.
Yeah, and it's slow, and it's slow by design. I think they're like baby feeding people information as it comes. They're not trying to just dump it all in one episode. So the first 4 episodes are kind of like establishing the world of Fallout, the factions, how stuff works in the video game, which is almost exactly how it works in the show, which I think is absolutely fun. That
they haven't explained the wrist thing yet.
The what?
They haven't explained the wrist thing yet. I've been waiting. Yeah.
It's you see them use it. That's what they do. It's what it is.
Yeah, but what can why is it so big and like clunky? Like it seems like it's like a navigation thing, but it's like we already have phones that are like way smaller than that and seem like they do more. Then they get bigger on the wrist.
Well, the thing is, the integrated circuit was never invented, Brian. That's why it's so big.
Oh. See, I don't. Wait,
Well,
I thought this is the future.
this is the future.
Why didn't
But
they make a circuit yet? I thought we were already past 2020. Is this not real life? I thought this was real life.
so
This is an
for
alternate
those who
plane.
don't know, the world of Fallout and our world diverges in the year 1950. In 1950, the timeline splits, and
Oh, they
1950
don't.
is forever immortalized in pop culture forever. And the integrated circuit transistor is never invented exactly, or it's kind of
Boy,
hard
they
to.
sure they didn't explain
There's
this.
a lot of tubes in Fallout. That's why things are big and bulky, and also things are like, it's weird. It's futuristic in some ways and like retro in other ways. We've got like everything runs on like nuclear power, which is also why the Pit Boys are big. Everything pretty much runs on nuclear. And
That's why everybody is getting that. That's why it's got the radiation.
the power armor runs on fusion cores.
Yeah, they mentioned that.
They're laser guns. Like, granted, we only see one laser gun in the show, and it's in like the last episode, but you can see the little mini fusion core. So it runs on like fusion power, and there's probably some small fusion cell inside of the Pit Boy, which also why it's so big.
Okay, I guess that
So
makes more sense. They sure didn't explain that.
they never show cell phones in the show. It's like Pit Boys are the mobile device.
No, but you
this.
you told me this takes place in like the like future, so I just assumed like we're in the past. So like why wouldn't
We're
they
not in
have
the
so
past. The bombs drop in October of 2077, the same year Cyberpunk takes place, but that's in an alternate future.
Yeah, but we're in 2024 right now.
Yeah, it's just the world of Fallout's a different timeline.
Well, I didn't know that. They didn't tell me that. I don't know. How am I supposed to know?
Well, I mean
that.
Well, the fact that it's 2077 and everything looks like it's from the 50s and sounds like it's from the 50s, it's right out of the video game, which is what I love. All the music is right from the video game. The show's got the tone of the video game. I think it's spectacularly done. So it's lore accurate for the most part. I do have some.
What about
a
strap on the bag?
What?
There's I saw the director say that he make things lore accurate, and then he put it then he said something about putting a strap on the bag that walks around. The Squire has like this giant bag. Is there not a strap in the game? Why'd the director call that out?
I don't know. That giant bag isn't in the game, but Todd Howard wants to put it in to the next game because it's funny.
Okay.
It looks like it's a bag that's meant to be worn on the power armor because it's so big, but the Squire just ends up carrying it around, which is kind of funny. And how it goes. They're mean to their squires, I suppose.
Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This lighthouse.
Brian is forever fixated on the elephant, I suppose. So
the windmill in the room.
Brian has grievances with the production because this is the first show he's ever caught a production error in. Every show's got production errors, Brian.
No, not to me.
It doesn't.
Everything else is perfect except this one.
Go watch Red Letter Media's video about all the production errors in Star Trek: The Next Generation. There's so many.
I mean, I have seen like production errors, like
the
you are saying.
Starbucks cup inside of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I have noticed things like that, but there's one there's this one in not in this shot. You can't see it in this shot, but there's another shot of this windmill where you can see green. That's all I got. I don't have proof, but I do have proof. It's on my phone, but I can't show that right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's edging of green around the
the blades,
but the camera's got Walton Goggins' face as a close up. The blades in the background, and that I think it's a chromatic aberration on the edges of the
acceptable.
I don't think it's green screen. I mean, it could be, but I mean, he's also. We're watching him on a movie set, so if it's a movie set, it could be Set from the
No, no,
yeah.
no, no,
It's
that's
not
not.
our
Oh,
world,
no,
it's
no.
their
We're not.
world
Wait,
that's bleeding in.
you're doing some mental gymnastics
That's not
right now.
mental gymnastics.
This is
That's
some
just
mental gymnastics.
it's meta. Everything meta is mental gymnastics.
It's mental gymnastics. We're justifying because you said the games have a green tint to it, so that's okay. That
the
is a
games
mental
do.
gymnastics tactic.
It's lore accurate. No. So far, the first 4 episodes, the biggest thing I do not find lore accurate is the ghoul seemingly needing medicine to not go feral. There are
Oh,
so many ghouls in the games that are not feral, and
they don't
none
take
of them
medicine?
none of them ever talk about taking medicine, or and some of them are way more inept than uh you know our ghoul in this thing. Our ghoul is a badass. I mean, he kills people. He's really good at killing people.
Yep.
And other ghouls in the game, like the Vault-Tec salesman, he's like just dumb, and like he wouldn't be able to like be
The whole
ruthless like
medicine
that.
thing, so the ghouls are just like normal people. Well, not normal people, but they're like in terms of like intelligence, they're just like a range.
They're just irradiated people. I mean, some go feral, some don't, and that's just how it was in the game. Like, it's
I
just.
guess they needed more of a reason.
I mean,
They wanted more.
I guess. I mean, that's the only thing. But the ghouls also aren't super well explained in the game, like how they're formed. It's just like, yeah, over radiation is kind of glossed over.
You lose
So
your nose and get a nose hole. The nose hole, the nose insertion point. So, David,
yeah,
is the ghoul your favorite character?
the ghoul is my favorite character.
Really?
Absolutely. I like the ghoul a lot. Also like that he's tied to the character of Mr. Howard, Cooper Howard.
It kind of feels like the like main stories they're following is Lucy, uh, the suit guy. I can
Maximus,
never remember yeah, Maximus.
who keeps
And
calling
then
himself Titus.
yes, and then the ghoul, and then there's the stuff that's happening in the vault.
Back at the vault. Yeah.
Those are like the 4 stories we're following. It feels like each one is like their own like character type. It feels like Lucy has like high charisma. The ghoul is just kind of like goes around killing stuff. It feels like they're all like their own like style of like gamer. I wonder if they took that into account. At least that's what I was thinking about when I was watching it.
Oh, I think so for sure. And they have released the stats for the main characters. I sent you a couple of them.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
For how their stats are in the game, and I've seen other YouTubers. I think Let's Game
Wait,
It Out.
those were official?
Oh yeah, those were from Todd Howard, I
Oh,
think.
I thought that was a meme.
No, I thought that I think that's official. Like their official stats that they were given.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess then they definitely did then.
Let's Game It Out. Also, he tried to calculate how much XP Lucy got by the end, since she's our Vault Dweller, and typically in the Fallout games you play as a Vault Dweller, except Fallout New Vegas and except Fallout 2. I guess you're a descendant of a Vault Dweller in Fallout 2, but typically you are a Vault Dweller, so we're using her baseline as the main character. And Let's Game It Out, I think only assigned her like maybe level 8, maybe 9 by the end of season 1, due to locations she's found, things she's killed, quests she's completed, and he's trying to like gauge what her XP level is, which is good because I mean, you don't want to be max level at the end of the first season.
Yeah, it sounded like you were gonna say that's a bad thing that she's only like level 8. It's like
Oh
if they're
no,
gonna do more seasons, what is there a
yeah.
max level? I don't even know if there's a max level.
It depends on the game. Fallout 4, there isn't technically a max level, but I mean, I think once you hit level 460 or something like that, you've unlocked all the perks. It's like in the 400s. So, in other games, there might be a cap. I don't remember. I haven't played them in a while.
So where are you least invested in all the characters? It sounds like the ghoul. When the ghoul's on screen, you're all in. Is there any that are not as good? I don't like Maximus, and I don't really care for the vault. Those are the two I don't really care about.
I don't like Maximus as a character personally. He's so morally ambiguous, but also like the actor who's playing him is doing a really good job, because the Brotherhood of Steel is a technology cult, and cults like indoctrinate people, and he was raised in it since he was a kid. He wasn't like he didn't come into it as a
Adult.
teenager or whatever. I know he's raised indoctrinated, and he's really weird. Like all his dialogue delivery is really weird. Like it's like I don't know if he's just a bad person or if he's so just ingrained in this cult that it just made him weird. Because like every time he says something, like whenever the girl hurt her foot and he's in there in the interrogation, it's like I don't know if he did it or not. I kind of feel like maybe he did, but like
Oh yeah, that's never. They
you know what I mean?
never. That's never brought up if he actually did it. He said he didn't. I think he said he didn't. But like that, he could have just been trying to defend himself.
In episode 8, she says she did it to herself, but or he's
Oh,
them did it to themselves or whatever they want to go by. But
him.
well, it looks
Oh
like a
no.
girl. It looks like a girl,
Yeah, I didn't
kind
put.
of.
I didn't. I didn't put that together. I don't know.
They refer to them as them in the show, so I don't know. But whatever. They said they did it to themselves, but that's the
hmm
thing. Like his delivery is so strange, and it's his acting choice, and he's this weird indoctrinated kid in this weird cult.
Yeah,
And
I
I
think he's just a
actually,
bad person.
I mean, he's definitely a bad person, but also he's just strange. And I think they
Yeah.
did a good job with that. And I like having the show follow, even though I don't like him personally as a character, I like that they follow him and we see the Brotherhood and we see that point of view. Because in the video games, you usually get to interact with the Brotherhood of Steel, but you don't like see it from that angle. Like the video games are very gamey in the fact that they put you in, like in Fallout 4, like you very quickly rise the ranks to the Brotherhood, but you're not really indoctrinated. Everyone just all of a sudden starts following you because you're like the god NPC, the god character of the game.
Sure.
So
Sure.
so it you don't get like that nitty gritty like weird cultish feeling as much as the player character as you do seeing it through Maximus. So I appreciate that from that point of view, that you get more of a point of view from the factions than you do in the games.
We'll see.
So it's
As
kind of
soon
fun.
as the thing is, when I saw Maximus starts off as a squire, and I don't know how the ranks are or whatever, but it seems like the goal is to get a suit. I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems like you get a suit, and then once you're in a suit, you're like a top dog. But when he's like working with this, he's working with another suit guy. I can't. What are the suits called? Am I calling them right?
It's called power armor.
Oh, power. When he wants to get in power armor, that's what it seems like to me. So like the driver of the power armor he's working with, that guy dies. He steals the suit, and then he gets a squire, and then immediately he's just like a dick to his
Oh yeah,
like squire.
yeah. I didn't, but the thing is, it was a guy that was mean to him all the time. So I mean, I kind of get it, but also it's like, man, wouldn't you want to just be better? But I mean, it's a wasteland,
No,
I
yeah,
guess.
he doesn't.
He does not. He does not want to be a better person.
I did think the scene where he was like fighting the, I don't know, the raider people when he was trying to get his suit back because he was like out of his suit. Are you
Yeah.
supposed to not go out of your suit?
I'm sorry. What?
Like, are you supposed to never go out of your suit? Like the power armor? Are you never supposed to go out of that if you're supposed to be driving it? Or can you get out of it?
I don't
Because
know what the
like
brother. I mean,
okay,
ideally, you wouldn't leave it in a a
a town
place
like
to
that.
But the thing is, if you take the fusion core out of it, then it's not active. So I mean,
Oh,
he
got it.
he should have took the fusion core with him,
Well, he didn't do that.
and so they were able to get into it because that's all you got to do. You put the fusion core in, it gives it power, and then you turn the knob, and then it opens up. Which is
a problem with
they
that.
opened it up.
A problem with that was he gets beat up and then he's like I'm not done yet. So then the raider people go away and then he chases them. Well, doesn't chase them. He just kind of gets back up from getting beat up and then brings a pipe with him. During that fight, the raiders like push him into his suit. That bothered me a lot cuz it's like okay, obviously he's going to get back into the suit then cuz he wanted to get back into the suit and then the raiders just pushed him into the suit and then he just like crushed a guy's head.
Oh, it was
So,
fun watching him crush the guy's head.
it was fun, but like it was like kind of like it felt like it like needed to happen, and they didn't know how to do it, so they just had a fight scene where it's like, "Here, go back in your suit, buddy." That's
Well,
what it
you
felt like.
can't go in your suit backwards. They put
No,
his
you can't.
back up against the suit. It's
Yeah, but they
there's no
like
point.
move him over towards the suit. They should just he just I'm not a fight choreograph guy, but that was a problem that I had with that guy. What about Lucy? Lucy's the best. She's the best character. I like Lucy. She's
I like Lucy a lot, but I just like the ghoul. I like his accent. I like how his character contextualizes the vault suits. Like they built the vault suits based on his on
yeah.
his
Well,
cowboy character.
he's got that like mysterious to him. You don't really know what he's like going to do. Like if you see Lucy, it's kind of like I know like the decision she's gonna make before the show shows me what decision she's gonna make. For the ghoul, it's like, are they gonna kill? Is he gonna kill this guy or not? That's kind of what it feels like.
Oh
For
yeah,
the
it's like with the ghoul, it's like ooh, it's 50-50.
yeah, it's like I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, I
And then
think
Lucy will just hit you with the golden rule.
yeah, I think
I won't hurt you
oh
because I don't want to be hurt.
and then also one of my favorite lines in the show is the wasteland's golden rules is
Was
he's like thou shalt get distracted by bullshit every every 5 seconds, which is exactly how Fallout games go. Like, it's they're sandboxy, so you want to get distracted by so many side quests or whatever. So it was a funny nod to the game, I thought, and it's true enough in Fallout 3 and 4 in New Vegas. So
that is true. Now with the vault dwellers, do you think they should have just moved on from that story? Because every time I feel like that's like a side thing. Like I don't care about the vault too. It's like the character in the vault that needed to get out is now out. Like we don't why do we have to keep going back? I understand that like I'm pretty sure Norm is Lucy's brother, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
this is Lucy's brother.
Yeah, that's Norm.
The
Okay,
other
so
ones are the
that
other ones are cousin, and they like doing cousin stuff.
yeah, they do the cousin stuff.
Yeah.
But that I feel like that was like where the show started. It feels like there's not really much more story to tell there. I guess there's
There
Norm, but
is.
like
The vault stuff gets more interesting for sure. Like it all does. Like I said, these first 4 episodes are kind of like building blocks for new people to get into the world and what is the world of Fallout
okay, because
and
right now it feels like
establishing the
Norm is
rules.
okay. That makes more sense because it felt like to me that Norm is kind of like a stick in the mud. He kind of doesn't like talk much, and he's just like I don't like anything.
Oh,
Everything sucks.
it gets the vault stuff gets a lot more interesting, and
Okay,
it's like ooh, okay, that's gonna be interesting to see
that's
how that
very good.
goes.
Very
Yeah,
good. Now,
yeah.
are there going to be any more mutant like axolotls that are in the water? That water thing was like the water thing. I think it's in episode 3 where it eats the scientist guy's head,
Yeah.
and then it like bites people, but like it doesn't do any damage to anybody. I don't. It's
I
like
guess
its whole mouth is like made up of like fingers and stuff, and like it's biting down on stuff, and nothing's like getting hurt by it. I don't know what the.
I guess you just die from just time inside of it. If it gets you, you just it's like the Sarlacc. You just like die slowly.
You
You starve
slowly
to
died
death.
to the big axolotl
So
thing.
all
I like that thing.
you die to getting fingered inside of it.
It did. Then it threw up. It threw up everywhere.
Well, yeah, he basically ripped its his guts out, so that's why it died. We do see another one in the show, although it might be the
Oh,
same
really?
one. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I wanted that to keep going.
Well, that's
I
the
also
thing.
like
Like
that the. Go ahead.
the show's hinted at super mutants in the second episode, in the enclave area with the scientist guy.
Yeah.
You see the green hand fall out of the gurney. So that's like
Mhm.
our glimpse at a super mutant. Hopefully, we'll see some super mutants in season 2. Hopefully, we'll see some other cool creatures. I mean,
Are those just like really strong guys?
they're really big, strong guys. Yeah,
Okay. They're like an ogre.
sort of. Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of cool. Hopefully they'll show that.
Hopefully, that'll be in season 2. There's some other creatures that are big in Fallout lore that hopefully we'll see. I mean, they can't do everything in season 1, which I'm glad they're not. You gotta
They should.
spread stuff out.
There's probably not enough time to do everything, and if they want to continue making like a show and not like using everything in the first season, they kind of can't.
Yeah, I think they did a good job spacing out what they had. The Gulper looks different than the Gulper in the games I've played, but then again, like it could be just a different variant, different base animal that turned into a Gulper. It does look like a giant axolotl. The ones in the other games don't look like axolotls, so.
Oh, they don't.
But then again,
Does
they're East Coast versus West Coast, so.
how long does so when the bombs go off in the first episode,
Hmm?
you have the ghoul guy, but he's not a ghoul yet. How much time has passed before he turns into a ghoul, or did he turn into a ghoul because he was so close to the bomb?
I don't know. Ghoulification isn't explained super well in the Fallout lore. I don't know how long it takes to become a ghoul. Maybe they'll go in.
He's full ghoul. 'Cause in episode 1, he's no ghoul, and then like episode 2, he's like full ghoul.
Well, sure. I'm just saying, like, I don't know the process and how long it takes. Maybe we'll get more flashbacks in season 2, and they'll go over how long it took for him to become a ghoul, or if he took medicine
Also,
to
he was
become a ghoul.
buried. Wait, he was buried. Why? Oh man, I want to know more about the ghoul, but he's they're gonna keep him that like mystery character. I think
Probably, yeah. I
maybe
mean,
they don't.
ghouls are somewhat mysterious in the games too. We don't really know. There's a ghoul called Hancock in Fallout 4, and he was turned into a ghoul via like medication. So like, apparently, there's multiple ways to
Hmm.
become a ghoul.
If you
But
want to become a ghoul, you can.
some of it's radiation based.
I don't think I would opt to become a ghoul if I could help it.
No,
No, I don't think so. Do you get any benefits? It
you
just seems like it's
you
an
live a
issue.
long time.
Oh, really? That's so it does make you live longer.
Oh, he's been there for 200 years.
Okay.
200
All right.
same something years. I mean,
You're
it's
just a cool guy.
but then there's also the potential theoretical side effect of becoming a feral ghoul.
Oh, I don't think I would take that then. That seems like a bad
It's
idea.
like you can live until you die, but you might become feral.
Yeah, you become like a zombie guy.
Hmm.
I wouldn't want to become a zombie guy. Yeah, that's Fallout.
I really loved the Mr. Handy. That was such a fun practical model.
Handy.
Oh, I'm not going to sell you into sex slavery. I'm going to harvest your organs.
Oh, I forgot, man, that's right. The robot was the robot was really cool. I did like the robot. That it was because I thought like when the ghoul was, I thought the ghoul was had like a because you never know with the ghoul. So I thought when Lucy got dropped off there, he was like, "All right, this is where you're gonna be," and then like he puts her like finger back because the ghoul cuts it off in a moment of weakness, and then the robot thing puts the finger back and it's like, oh, this is gonna be an ally, and then she's like, I thought this was gonna be a sex thing. And he's
It's like,
like,
oh
oh no, I'm
no.
just taking your organs. How dare you think that?
It's like I wouldn't do anything terrible like that. I'm just simply here to harvest your organs. I love Mr. Handy, and Mr. Handy's great. Mr. Handy is
Yeah,
basically a slave, not a slave. He's a butler bot.
he's a butler. Is that the butler guy that like spoke a bunch of different names in Fallout
Yeah,
4?
in Fallout 4, Codsworth was the name of the robot in Fallout 4. He was just another
Okay.
Mr. Handy model. The government also has Mr. Handy models that have like guns and lasers and stuff on their arms. But there's lots of different robots that are in Fallout that we haven't gotten to see very many of in the show. So hopefully we'll see some more Assaultrons and other
Sure.
things like that.
Okay. All right. Well, that's not so bad then. Hopefully, I do want to see. I do want to see definitely more robots. I also got a kick out of those two guys on the couch. It's like that one guy. Every movie he's in, he's always like that like
A
guy,
dumb guy, yeah.
the dumb guy sitting on the couch.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, he looks familiar. Like, yeah, he's just like that guy. It's like
He's
typecast.
he's been typecast into like the stoner couch guy.
Yeah,
Oh man.
absolutely. Yeah, I thought that was fun, the Super Duper Mart. But yeah,
And
yeah.
the ball washer water.
Oh
There's
yeah,
also
so
water.
in the games, there's like you can find like irradiated water. A lot of times, there's like toilets that are like irradiated, and you can like if you're desperate, you can drink the water if you like don't have any clean water on you. Um, and they
And
got that
Lucy,
moment
Lucy
in
came in.
the show.
I think I would die. I don't think I could drink that water. I think I would just die.
Brian, you're an expert at drinking ball washer water.
That water is so gross, man. That water is disgusting.
just
That and I'm sure that water was only worse.
just as an aside, like we went golfing a couple times, and I think it was like twice you managed to get ball washer water in your mouth.
I don't know if it was twice.
It was
Definitely
definitely
once.
once. Definitely once. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Put your golf ball in
Lucy
a
had to drink some
ball.
worse than ball washer water in episode
I
3.
feel, you know what? Just for
Yeah.
that, like she should become like a queen after that, because that going through that difficult time, oh my gosh. You know, these people have to worry about getting their fingers cut off and dying and stuff, and it seems like drinking this water is like the least of her troubles. I don't know how I would not be able to do very good in an apocalypse situation.
Yeah, it's
If drinking ball washer water does that to me, man. I don't know what like losing my finger would do.
yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for more of the show. I'm glad it's been announced for season 2. I can't wait to see more of this. And it's weird, I was dreading this show a little bit because Amazon Prime didn't even
And
bother to crack the lore book at all for Rings of Power, and they got almost as much wrong in Wheel of Time. Not quite as bad, but they got a lot wrong in Wheel of Time, like as far as being lore accurate. And this show is like golden for lore accuracy. Granted, there are some small things that bothered me, but the look and tone and lore accurateness of the show is
well, I mean,
some
the
of the
one thing that
best I've seen
one of
from
the
a video
things
game.
that bothered you was that Lucy knew what a raider was.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, it's
That's
like,
like, come on, like you gotta like throw a bone here at some point. It's like that's not a crazy word where it's like I don't know how would that would be like one of the first words I would think if like somebody like invaded a vault or something.
sure, but the Raider thing was a little bit more forgivable. I'm confused at why she knew about knights, because the Brotherhood of Steel was a faction that was formed after the after the bombs fell. So she shouldn't know anything about anything that's developed since the bombs fell.
Well, she does.
Yeah, that's weird. Weird. I don't know.
Let's just
I don't know why.
figure that one
And
out.
I wasn't even going to bring that up because it's a small nitpick, and overall, I'm really enjoying the
Doesn't
show.
count.
Overall, I'm really
There is
enjoying the
the
show.
squires do have a big backpack though, and that's not in the game, so that's not lore accurate.
That's not in the game, but I mean, it should be. But we don't
It's,
really
of course, it's
follow.
not how.
We don't really follow like squires, and in the games, you don't see squires follow the knights. It's just the knights out and patrol by themselves with other knights usually.
Wait, there's no squires at all?
I mean, there are squires in the game, but they usually don't accompany the knights out. Like in the game, you don't usually see that.
Okay, I gotcha.
And a lot of times, the Brotherhood, like in Fallout New Vegas, the Brotherhood's all kind of like mostly deep inside their bunker. They don't really come out that much. Fallout 4, they've got a bigger presence, but I mean, most of the squires are just on their airship.
Okay,
You don't really see them patrol the wasteland with their knights. It's just the knights out doing patrols and stuff in the games usually.
okay, I gotcha.
That's probably a coding thing more than like a lore thing.
They didn't have the technology.
Like you're already coding these guys to be running around randomly in the world, much less having like guys follow them around. It's probably just a thing.
Yeah, it takes more work.
Yeah, and Bethesda doesn't like doing that.
Oh man,
They spend so much time on Starfield and it's garbage.
what can you do?
76
All you can do is
also
vote with your wallet.
I
Text 1-800 vote with your wallet now to support the cause.
support your cause. I don't even that's probably not even a real phone number.
I mean, maybe it is. If you call that number, let me know.
Yeah. You can send us an email at synthaholics@yahoo.com if you do.
Wow, you're stealing my line, man. What the heck, dude?
Well, you opened up a segue for it, and you didn't take
Well,
it.
we are going to. We're definitely going to do the next 4 episodes because I'm committed to finishing this show.
I mean,
So
even though you're only giving it a 5 so far, it doesn't seem like you hate it.
I'm not a fan of it. If we weren't gonna, it's one of those shows where if we weren't gonna podcast on it, I never would have watched it.
Yeah.
It's one of those shows for me.
But you
But
haven't really, you didn't really. What don't you like about it, other than Maximus? You don't like him as a character, but I mean, he's a terrible person.
Apocalypse.
You just don't like the setting. No.
I don't like the 1950s. I don't like the. I wasn't. I'm not a fan of that like aesthetic. I don't like apocalypses very much. I don't find them very interesting. The only apocalypse thing I've ever been really interested in was The Last of Us. That's the only one that I've ever liked. So it's nothing against Fallout. It's just like, it's equal. I equally don't like other apocalypse stuff
Apocalypses.
either. But for some reason I like the Last of Us games. But yeah, that's Fallout. I mean, I'm gonna keep going with it, man. It's not like this is gonna stop.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm excited to talk about the second half because I think that's where the plot really gets going. All the webs start coming together, and it starts to make sense. And we got Lucy's father was the original Paul Muad'Dib from the
Really?
'84 Dune. Yeah,
Oh,
Kyle
okay.
MacLachlan. Yeah.
Oh, what about the brain guy? The guy with the guy with the head. That Lucy cut his head off.
Yeah.
I was surprised Lucy cut the head off.
Okie
I was
dokie.
surprised.
She and Rutherford should get together.
They should. I did think that was that he was like it's easier to like this the only reason she doesn't know what's in this head, at least up until episode 4. I don't know if I'm sure it comes back. That seems to be the main driver of the story.
Mhm.
But she doesn't know what the purpose of this head is. The only reason she's doing it is to get her dad back. She's definitely committed to getting her dad back because cutting off a head seems pretty intense. Also, another thing is when she got her finger cut off, she was just like she wasn't screaming or anything. She just like accepted it, which is like way better than what I would do. I don't know about you, but like I'd be like flailing. I'd be like get out of here. But she just like took it.
That's the
I guess
closest thing to a
maybe
fair trade as we've had.
that was not a fair trade because she was defending herself from him attacking, and then he retaliated for her defending herself.
A finger for a finger.
That's not fair. That's not a fair trade. I would have never saved. I never would have. She's cool with cutting off a guy's head, but she's not cool with giving. She's cool with giving like medicine to like a dude that like cut her finger off. Absolutely. Well, I guess the story needs for the story reasons that the ghoul couldn't die there, but like I don't think real Lucy would have done that.
She's trying to use her
No,
golden rule. Kill him
that's
with
not the
kindness.
no,
She's trying
that
to
is
kill him
not.
with kindness.
I would get rid of that ghoul, man. I would if I was Lucy. That ghoul would have been gone. I would have came back and killed the ghoul. I would have dangled the medicine in front of him, and then I would have killed him. That's what this is in a video game. In real life, I wouldn't be in that situation.
Well, in the
So
game,
yeah,
that might have been an option in the game, but actually no.
it won't be anymore.
Bethesda doesn't let you kill named NPCs
Oh, okay. So it's not Baldur's Gate
unless
then.
they're bad guys, and unless they're yeah. Bethesda just likes putting you on training wheels.
I mean, most games can't be like Baldur's Gate, though. It's not fair to be like a game
In
like
Fallout
that.
New Vegas, you could. I don't think any NPCs were safe, which is why.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, you could pretty much kill anyone in Fallout New. If you had the ability to, you could. Like the game had like a fallback, NPC called Yes Man. I think he's probably the only NPC you probably can't kill, just so that you can finish the game.
Okay, I gotcha.
There was like one,
I wonder.
but there's so many protected NPCs in Fallout 4 and Starfield. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like, well,
Do you think there's
can't really
any
make it.
characters in Baldur's Gate where you can't kill? I
Oh,
feel
I
like
don't
you
know.
just kill anybody. You'll just get stuck, and that'll be it. Your story will end. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I haven't tried, but some guy, even the guys you're supposed to kill, are really hard sometimes in Baldur's Gate. So I don't know about.
that is true. You might not be able to.
It might just be too hard to kill any NPC you run into, but who knows?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that email David at synthaholics@yahoo.com. I'm taking my line back, boy.
Take it.
That's my line, boy.
All right. Well, until next time, we'll cover more Fallout, then maybe some other stuff we've said we're going to be talking about. So we'll get to it then.
5-hour podcast.
All right. Until next time, guys. We'll see ya.
Bye.